So we've been studying a lot of Chinese history, and we've noticed in Chinese history the rise and fall of dynasties. Well, that's really kind of stopped when we talk about the Chinese Revolution and the establishment of the People's Republic of China, or the communist state, which to some degree is still in power today. You know, it's not the same communist power that was, but there is a communist power still in charge of China today. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the Chinese Revolution, but we need to back up to the Qin Dynasty. Remember, the Qin Dynasty is really going to lose power when the Europeans arrive. And so we have the Europeans that control things economically, and we have basically warlords that control things politically. Well, the nationalists led by Sun Yat-sen are going to ally with the warlords. Now, Sun Yat-sen is Western educated, and he claims the mandate of heaven. So he's going to ally with the warlords. He's elected president, there's a parliament, but the warlords still have all the power. And this doesn't really change anything. So Sun Yat-sen resigns, builds up a military to go against the warlords. Well, then World War I happens, and Japan invades China. And the European powers don't help at all. They basically, again, Great Britain and France are aligned with Japan. They let Japan invade China. This is Japan's attempt of, getting more involved in colonizing China. There are a lot of protests against Japanese control. May 4th movement is one of them. They reject Confucianism and try and adopt Western ways as a way to save China. But the May 4 movement isn't going to be powerful at all because they don't have the support of the warlords. Then we see the communists come in. Now, the communists are angry at the Europeans for, what they've done to them and not defending them against the Japanese. Now, the communists embrace the traditional Confucius-style state, where the government has a lot of influence in social reforms, but they also want authoritarian government. And so the nationalists and the communists are going to come together to basically get rid of Japan, to save China. However, there's a lot of political tension, and the nationalist movement is eventually going to die out when Sun Yat-sen dies in 1925. And so then the communists are the ones in power. And they solidify their power with the Long March, which is where their leader, Mao Zedong, who is very important, is going to solidify his power, and now the communists are the ones in control in China. Now, from then on, we will have some sort of communist state in China, and even today, the communists rule China. So that's the Chinese Revolution. It starts off with the nationalists with the warlords against the Qin and the Europeans, then the nationalists against the warlords, and then the Japanese come in, and then the communists and the nationalists against the Japanese, and then the nationalists and the communists against each other, and the communists win. So lots of different players, but that kind of summarizes the Chinese Revolution for you. I'll see you next time.